Welcome back to Dinar Current, your trusted destination for updates on the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, Vietnamese Dong, VND, and key shifts in global finance. If you're invested in foreign currencies, intrigued by global monetary reform, or looking for potentially life-changing financial news, you're in the right place. We don't just report the news, we dig deep into what it means for you. Today, we bring you a stunning development. The Central Bank of Iraq has made a game-changing decision to set the Iraqi dinar at a staggering $4.04. Meanwhile, the Vietnamese Dong is also making waves, having climbed to an all-time high of $2.06. These aren't just routine updates, these are signals of a massive financial transition underway. So what's fueling these unprecedented changes? And what do they mean for currency holders and investors? Let's take a closer look. Iraq's dinar soars to $4.04, a new era begins. In a move that has caught global markets by surprise, the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) has set a fixed exchange rate of 1 Iraqi dinar to $4.04, a leap that reflects a major currency revaluation. This landmark decision follows years of behind-the-scenes restructuring and aligns with Iraq's long-term economic goals. Previously, the Iraqi dinar operated under a lower valuation and was heavily dependent on a flawed US dollar auction system. This outdated mechanism has now been dismantled. Instead, the CBI has begun using reputable financial institutions like JP Morgan and Citibank to process foreign transactions, marking a significant step toward international transparency. The CBI has also introduced new, lower denomination banknotes, making transactions easier and more standardized. These reforms signal a major shift toward economic self-reliance and global financial integration. Vietnamese Dong breaks past $2, economic strength on display. While all eyes are on Iraq, Vietnam's currency is also reaching new heights. The Vietnamese Dong has risen to $2.06, an astonishing valuation that reflects robust economic fundamentals and effective policymaking. Vietnam's rapid industrial expansion, increased exports, and growing trade relations, particularly with Western countries, are fueling this growth. GDP projections for 2025 range between 6.5% and 8%, underlining the country's momentum as a regional economic leader. For longtime VND holders, this marks the payoff they've been waiting for. Strong exports in electronics, agriculture, and textiles are pushing Vietnam's currency into the global spotlight, while increasing investor confidence in its long-term stability. Why these currency changes matter? The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and the surge of the Vietnamese Dong carry huge implications. For Iraqi citizens, a stronger dinar means more purchasing power and less dependence on the US dollar. For global investors, it signals that Iraq is now a serious player in international markets, with potential for growth in energy, agriculture, and tech. Meanwhile, Vietnam's success showcases how effective policy, economic resilience, and foreign investment can elevate a nation's financial standing. Experts agree, this isn't just a trend, it's a turning point. Analysts like Mark C. and Frank26 describe Iraq's move as aligning with IMF standards and the culmination of years of preparation. Militian even suggests this could spark a global shift, encouraging other nations to follow suit. The road ahead, opportunities and caution. Despite the momentum, both Iraq and Vietnam face challenges. Iraq must reduce its dependence on oil and invest in diverse sectors like tourism and manufacturing. Political instability and regional conflicts could also pose risks to sustained growth. Vietnam must manage its currency appreciation carefully to avoid economic overheating. Sudden rate changes can cause volatility in the foreign exchange market, and governments will need to remain proactive. For investors, the key is to stay informed and diversified. Monitor reliable financial sources, seek professional advice, and consider spreading your assets across various classes to mitigate risk. Global impact, a shift in financial power. These revaluations highlight a broader movement in which emerging economies are asserting themselves, challenging the dominance of traditional currencies like the US dollar and the euro. As countries like Iraq and Vietnam align with international standards and strengthen internal governance, they gain both credibility and leverage. This marks the beginning of a more decentralized and dynamic financial system, one where opportunity can come from places long overlooked. Final thoughts. The The rise of the IQD to $4.04 and the VND to $2.06 could represent some of the most significant currency moves in decades. These changes reflect national growth, strategic reform, and the possibility of real economic empowerment. Other countries may well study Iraq and Vietnam's blueprints for currency success. But for now, it's essential for investors and observers alike to remain alert, flexible, and ready to act as the landscape continues to shift. So, what are your thoughts? Are these rates sustainable? Could other nations follow this path? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Dinar Current for more updates on the evolving world of global finance.